I grew up in University Place, and so I've lived in Tacoma all my life, and I've always had an interest in art. My mom always pushed, me to do my art because I enjoyed it so much. I had great teachers. I went to Curtis High School, and then later down the road I went to the Art Institute of Seattle, and I have just continued always expanding what I do as far as something creative. Sometimes I'll see a color and it'll inspire me to do something, or I'll see a person, or watching little kids or old people can get me thinking that I need to do more. And I go to art shows and art events, and so it's fun to see what other people are doing because that can inspire you also. Probably one of my biggest inspirations is going to Maui every year. My mom takes my daughter and I, and there's just the flowers and the water, and that does it for me. My mom used to do the Kaimega art shows at UPS, and so from early on I was able to see lots of Northwest artists. Our family was friends with Northwest artists, so that was very inspiring to see, the work of these other people. We used to go to Hood's Canal to go camping with these other families, and one of the ladies was an artist, a watercolorist, and she, told me to give it a try, and so I painted a picture of my wet, soggy tennis shoes sitting on a rock, and I was 4 years old, and it's a pretty cool picture. I still have it today, and that was really exciting to me because the woman who, her artwork was beautiful, she thought it was so good, and so that was exciting to me, and I think I've just continued on ever since that. I started going to the Mandarin Glass Gallery and getting glass and just experimenting and putting glasses together. So I'm self-taught with my glass. And the jewelry, I did that always by myself, and it just, like, I'll find a pendant, or I'll do a pendant, or I'll find a bead, and from that I just come up with what I'm doing. When I'm doing paintings or drawings, I'm usually up in my room on my floor doing it, sitting on the ground. I've always done my artwork sitting on the ground. And I have to move a lot to, because you always get uncomfortable, but that's how I've always done that. My high school art teachers would allow me to sit in the class and, just as long as I didn't, bother other people and not work on the project, because they knew I wanted to go home and sit on the floor and do my work. The Buddha, I love Buddhas. I love the whole feeling. To me, they're extremely calming and peaceful, and I've been doing several pieces with Buddhas in them. I'm not the person who typically, a lot of jewelers will use very cut pieces that are exact and perfect, and I prefer the chunks of stone, and I love pearls. Again, they're from the sea, and I like that more natural feeling to my pieces. I've had 2 art shows a year since I was in 7th grade, so many moons, and back in the old days, all I had was charcoal and watercolor. And then as time progressed and I started, getting my hands on other things, that's when I started doing the jewelry, and that made sales better because, that's more, oftentimes easier for people to spend money on than a painting or something like that. And I belong to a networking group. It's a group of women. I've been with them for over 10 years, and it's been a great thing. I have huge supporters in that group that some of them only wear my jewelry. I think that art is incredibly important, and like when I hear about the schools thinking, or the state or whoever thinking that they need to take like music and art out of schools, I just want to ask them, you know, really, what are you thinking? You can touch so many people in so many ways, literally on any level, with artwork. Every piece tells a story. Every culture has artwork that has family, you know, a family string that runs through them. There's just, every story is told, but it's told in their own way. And it's a great thing.